She's okay. She's shook up, so we can't really tell yet how she's doing because I think it's scared her quite a bit. It was a pretty aggressive foul, and she hit her head pretty hard. I know that hurts. So, I they're trying to get her. Still, it's been a while, but just getting her calmed down. I think they've talked to her. I've only spoken with her. I haven't talked to the trainers, but she's okay. Just more aggressive than should be happening probably in basketball, in my opinion.
Pretty aggressive game all the way around. It seems like things got called pretty loosely, and did that help LMU a little bit, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it played into their game plan. We beat them by a lot down there, and I think that they're Division I athletes. Their coach has pride in their team. They're not going to come in without a different game plan because if the first one doesn't work, and their game plan today was certainly to be overly physical. I think that there's a line that you have to be careful not to cross. And, we had two players bleeding and a kid out with a intentional foul in the first 4 minutes of the game. So they changed. I think they adjusted because we kind of did what we wanted on offense down there the first time. And they weren't going to let us just run clean, smooth, easy offense today. I think that was clearly their plan. The refs tried to keep it under control in the beginning, and then it gets a little bit away from you. But the physical nature of the game is something that we have to continue to get better at. Just playing through contact, because we never will point the finger at the officials and say that was the reason for anything. We have to. Our mentality is finish stronger. Play harder, check out better, so that we can still have success through if a team does choose for that to be their game plan. So credit them for a different game plan that was more effective. And our team, it is hard. It's hard to play like we played down there and then be the team that was in that position. And I've always said that it's an easier game plan to come up with the second time after you lose than it is after you win, and we're going to have to do that the rest of the conference season because we won them all the first half. And so if we want to play as well as we did the first time against these teams, then we're going to have to be able to figure out that's on us as coaches and on the players how to prepare properly for a team that has a different game plan, is making adjustments that they saw that needed to be done.
What do you think of Callie's minutes?
Oh, she did a good job. She has not played the forward for us in a while. She was early against Stephen F. Austin and Stanford and some of those guys when we were down players, and then we kind of got ourselves healthy a little bit. We've liked Esther playing inside, and so Callie's been more on the perimeter since we've had 4 forwards. And today she had to slide back and forth quite a bit, and she plays really hard. She's well designed for a game like today because she's physical, she plays hard, she's tough, she rebounds, slashes. So I thought she did a really nice job out there. She can guard mostly anybody on the floor, so that's an added bonus. With her strength, it doesn't matter. They might be a little taller than her, but she can guard their interior players. They've got some big players, and she really can seamlessly move from guarding their best shooter to their most physical driver or their most athletic driver to their biggest interior player. And I think her versatility is one of the favorite things or one of my favorite things about her.
Going in, did you feel like inside points of the paint, second chance points, that's where you're going to make the money tonight?
Well, that was we think we have an advantage there most of the time. We've got really good interior players. When we check out, we have players who finish well. We make free throws usually pretty well. So I think that's always part of our game plan. Write that on any scout. But yes, yeah, and Vonnie's been pretty good. She's pretty good if they go one-on-one against her. She's pretty good if they bring a double at finding our teammates, and usually we make people pay on kickouts. So, her and Eliza specifically do that real well. The other players who came in were not quite as experienced, so it was a bit of a struggle trying to find that, and we had both of them out for a minute. But yeah, they do a nice job of finding each other and finding their team.
After Eliza went out, was there a little bit of a shock factor for your players? Kind of seemed like it took them a while to get back into the swing of things. Just how are you able to kind of get them right back into the game when something like that happens?
Well, it's hard. I think that teams sometimes rally in the short term. I don't know what that short term is, though. I don't know. It doesn't always happen in that particular game. Sometimes it's you can play a game or two, without him, without noticing a drop off. But she was obviously hurt. The ones that you're not sure how they are, but you can see that they're not crying, they're not upset. Those ones are easier to recover from. So I do think we were shocked because just of how hard she fell, and she's an important person. She's a big leader for us, and it wasn't going well when she got hurt in the first place already. So it wasn't like we were off to this amazing start and then we went down. We were not off to a great start, and then she got hurt. And so it took them a while, but our message to them was just to one play at a time. That was the message from the beginning, that you're not going to beat a team by a big margin. We didn't do it down there by scoring all the points in one possession, right? So, and when we got down and we were trying to settle down, it was just take one possession at a time. Let's simplify this a little bit. And we have people, and we'll sub them through, and we'll get you guys organized. But you guys just need to calm down. And I don't think we were great at that throughout the first half, really. It was more in the second quarter a little bit better. But we were just rushing, and I think then we just lost composure a little bit, which is maybe expected, but something we try to fight against.
That run in the third quarter where you were only up 3 and then you get the 7 straight with 2 buckets from DB and then KK's 3. Just talk a little bit about that run in particular and DB's minutes filling in for Eliza tonight.
Yeah, I thought she did a nice job. She still doesn't go long stretches. She doesn't quite have the motor that some of them have, but she's very physical. I thought she had some nice defensive plays at that time too, where she's able to wall people up, especially if people want to play around the basket, which LMU is a different matchup situation than some teams want to play all guards. They have post players. They started 3 of them today, kind of. And so she did a nice job around the basket. She's got good touch around the rim. She's got good confidence. And our team, obviously, whoever, Lynn threw her one, someone else threw her one late in the clock, and she's pretty good in those situations. And I thought she had a nice game for us. And who knows? She did last time too. You remember we called on her to start against Stanford, and she did a good job. So she's seasoned. She's new to us, but she's still seasoned. She's still a JUCO player who's played 2 years of college basketball and now half a season with us or more. So she's. I think that we still sometimes think of her as a younger player, and she's just not. So she does a good job in those scenarios.
So I said a couple players cut. I know Yvonne.
Yeah, Vonnie was bleeding, and I think it was the other blood was more on the arm. So she got hit in the nose, and I don't know who did it, but it was in a melee down on the baseline. So it wasn't a foul situation.
Who else?
I think it was Michaela, who had, yeah.
Coach, what was the message going into the fourth quarter? Because your guys just came out just on fire, an 11-0 run there. Was there any sort of different message, or?
I don't know. At some point in there, we did mention that we needed to play. We thought we could win the finesse game, but we needed to win the hustle game. We needed to win the rebounding game. We needed to win the dive on the floor situation. They were out kind of scrapping us a little bit, and we firmly believed that if we could match the energy and the intensity, then the execution piece would be in our favor. So that was what we were trying to say at that time.
Yeah, when Eliza went down, I think everyone in the gym heard her head hit the ground, and she's a key player and an impact player on our team for sure. So when she went down, we had to rally as a team. We're already short on numbers, and I think we did a really good job rallying behind her. So after this, we're gonna go visit her.
Kelly playing a lot of everything this year.
Yeah.
Forward, a little more inside today. What was that like for you? Obviously, had a strong game.
Yeah. I think it's just whatever the team needs is kind of what I'm being thrown into, which is totally fine. I'm just trying to do the best that I can do with what the team needs me to do.
Kaylin, as a starter, to have quality players all the way down to the bottom of the roster, and no matter who's coming out on the floor, you feel like they can get it done. How much does it kind of take? I don't want to say the burden, but the pressure off you guys.
Gonzaga has always recruited talented players, and I think there isn't ever a lack of, talent, which is easier for me because I can go in the bench knowing that my team can have my back and is able to execute defense, offense, and so again, I'm very fortunate to be on this team.
This one was much closer than the last last one against them. What's the big thing to keep in mind now that you're facing teams twice and you're getting into that second round here in conference play down the stretch?
We just have to execute better on offense and then scout better on defense. Our defense was pretty good today, I would say, compared to last weekend. And we just have to execute our offense because the teams are going to scout our plays. And then, I mean, last time we met them, it was everybody shot lights out. It was like 70% from the field goal first half. So everybody was feeling it. And then we just have to keep in mind that on offense, every night we won't feel it. So when we don't, we just got to play defense and lock up.
Callie, when you got the ball there at the elbow, you're able to drive inside and kind of be more aggressive going up for those 2 layups that you made. Has that been kind of something you've been working on, being more aggressive when you get the ball like closer to the paint?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably one of the bigger parts of my game that I like to do is attack the basket. So I think the team put me in a spot to be successful right there when I caught the ball, and I just kind of, I guess, instinctively went with it, and happy it worked out.